Well, an update on the ManxBioMed Cluster. We covered the big event some months ago now with Courtenay. This is now moving on. We're down at Continent 8, where more and more is happening. Do tell us what's going on. And we've got a guest, of course, Mr. Khan.
Yeah, we're working with the data centres on the island to bring some medical data here, making sure that the products they have and the services they offer are approved clinically, so clinical protocols being key to all that we do. An update since December, only a couple of months ago, is we've got people now from 9 locations here today, so UK, US and France, and they're here to present their ideas, but also to bring innovation in and see what might launch later in the year. One of those is Farid Khan's product.
Okay, Dr. Khan, this is something very exciting. I know it could revolutionise the taking of pills. Tell us about it, please.
Yes. So if you don't take your medication on time and at the right dosage, you will never get better. So one of the most important things is, how do you adhere to those medication regimes? So for example, there are some medications which are toxic, some medications such as cancer pills which cost a lot of money, and if you don't take your pills on the right time, you'll never ever get better. So the idea here is to have an electronic bottle. And what this is the world's first eBottle, as we call it. And what it does is it allows you to take a picture of yourself, your phone. It recognizes who you are on the phone. It communicates to the bottle and says, right, we know your medication regime. We know when you have to take your pills. And guess what? It will pop out a pill and remind you to take it again and again and again. So it's one of the world's most sophisticated products, but it is commercially not more expensive than a bottle. It works on Bluetooth technology, and you can have many different bottles for different diseases. And I can just announce today that the NHS in England are looking into this technology, and they are putting money towards this as an investment.
Very exciting. And the Isle of Man has a part to play in this?
We hope so. It'll be the eBottle will be officially launched here at the ManxBioMed conference in December. We'll have another world first, which is a company called Hydrocartilage, which is to replace cartilage between the big toe joints. And so those sort of technologies screened, filtered, and made sure they fit with the health agenda, the health strategy here, is now much more possible as we're working not only in economic development but also with health. So those joined up parts of government are now starting to show what we can launch here.
And Dr. Khan, how have you found this business here on the Isle of Man, this cluster?
I find it quite interesting. I mean, there's 3 levels of healthcare, if you like. The first is drugs, and there's 2 types of those: biological drugs like insulin and solid dose drugs. And the other part is medical devices. Now, this is becoming a global industry. You know, places like Singapore, places like Malaysia, all of these hubs are looking at the next big thing, and it is healthcare. And it's about, you know, we're getting an aged populations. How can you support individuals in their own homes? And it's a virtual NHS system. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, fine. And will this be made in the Isle of Man, or what's the linkage here? Just the development goes on here.
There's a couple of things. You know, we are looking into trialing some of these products out exclusively here, in some ways, and actually maybe even getting investment here. And you know, we're looking into hubs of innovation. So not just one invention, but you know, a plethora of inventions. And in some ways, what we want to create is, and it's not a small ambition, is the next billion-dollar company. This is what our aims are. So that's
Okay.
You've heard it here first.
I was going to say, remember your friends.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That is awesome. Yeah. Courtenay, I know you put so much passion into this whole thing. It's about driving jobs, though, as well, isn't it, here in the Isle of Man?
It is about driving jobs and looking at the connections we've got here. I'll give one example. Just walked in was Lauren Johnson. His company's been bid for currently at $10 billion with a B. So there are people here that have the scientific expertise, the commercial experience, but how can we get those jobs to be attracted here? I think the biggest advantage we have is our 5 data centres. If we can look at a data code of conduct and some standards that can drive a high bar and make us more competitive than people storing data in Europe or the US, those are key advantages that will bring jobs here, but only working with validated, sifted, filtered, best-of-breed technology.
You're nodding.
I think that's a very important point. It's about connectivity. You know, this device works by connecting to a mobile phone, but also through the cloud. So, you know, those are the sort of connections that we want to make, and the island has got those sort of connections. And in particular, you know, we want to, like I said, trial these in various therapeutic areas.
Now, the minister's in there. Is that always helpful that you can go straight to, in government senses, you can get decisions made? I mean, who wants to answer that one?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the thing we like about speed, you don't always get the answer you want, but in terms of getting to yes or no, we can do it quickly. So having ministerial support and understanding, but working across the departments that previously were more siloed, I think is a great advantage for us, and we shouldn't make such hard work of it as we do. So ministerial support is great.